Hello.
Hello. Good afternoon. I haven't been here for a while. I've been thinking about what things are in our country and where we're going. I don't know what to think anymore because mental illness has really fucked us up. It's people. We're all just people, but you know what? We got to have more and more taxes, more people pulling shit. We got a president that doesn't do anything. But if I was going to say, if Donald Trump wanted to win, if he really wanted to win the American people, he'd have to make some kind of a big statement. And tell the American people not what they want to hear, but what he's gonna do. You know, Joe Biden, what has he done? Everybody says, "Oh, I understand, really?" Why all the bullshit, man? We went down to Mexico and you could see how they cleaned up the streets real pretty for him, and then when he leaves, he said, "Oh, it's not that big of a deal." Meanwhile, all these illegals pour in and they rape our women. They kill our citizens. They bring their drugs. And everybody says, "Oh, that's okay." They hold our cities captive. Everywhere you go, everybody wants you to speak Spanish. Speak Spanish. What about us? The American people. I'm not being anti-Semitism. That ain't what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, in every country that you go through, if I was in Germany, don't you think I'd have to learn how to speak German? Or if I was in Italy, don't you think I'd have to learn how to speak Italian? If I was in Spain, don't you think I'd have to learn how to speak, Spanish or whatever it is? If I was in China, I'd have to learn how to speak Chinese. It's because it's out of respect for their country. What about respect for our country? Spanish television? This and that. Everything for them, but nothing for the American people. Joe Biden knows what he's doing. He knows. This Bitcoin thing and the big war over there. Big war. Kill how many fucking people? How many people you think we're going to lose? 100? 100,000? 200,000? How many times does this have to go on before people say, "Hey, what about my son or daughter?" What the hell's the military doing saying they don't have to pay out benefits? Here's the thing I don't understand. If you're disabled in this country and you've been through a lot and your family knows that you're disabled, you don't get VA benefits. That's wrong. Every Marine that gives everything, and every Army person that gives everything, every Navy, every Air Force, they give everything to help us. You know what they're told in the end? Well, your life just doesn't matter. Oh well. Then I got to thinking about something else. Gay communities. You know, it's not about your gender, or it's not about your race, it's not about who you are, it's what we believe. All lives matter. Not whether you're a slave then, because there's no such thing as slavery, they say now, but there still is. People still being in debt to a slave society. Still people being out there sold for money. There's a lot of things that are wrong. But people know what's wrong and they just keep it going. Keep the silent truth going. There's a silent truth going on in this country right now. People don't want to talk about what's right. And when you talk about it, everybody wants to hate you because you have a different opinion. Everybody wants to say, "Well, you're hated because of this," or "You're hated because of that." And everybody's afraid of the federal government because, they have so much power. We only have the power that we, the people, give them. That's the way it's supposed to be. But that's not the way it is now. Mr. Joe Biden's out there running around spending millions of dollars, and what's he done? What about me, the little guy that's on Social Security, or the next person that's on Social Security, or the next person after that that's on Social Security? Do you think anything less than $1,000 is enough to live on? Anytime you make less than $1,000, you can't even live on that. Let the politicians say that they got to live on that. See how fast that they think it's funny anymore. Angry? I'm not angry, I'm sad. What's wrong with people? You know, when I thinking about lives, I thought about if you're gay in this country, you're not appreciated, or you're not this, or you're not that. If you're lesbo, you are what you are. But that doesn't mean you have to force it on anybody else. If you want to be that way, then go be that way. But don't be that way around me or anybody else. I don't have many more rights than what you have. But you know what's sad is that when we forget that they're just human beings, all of us, and people just love to hurt people, pissed off, angry, doesn't do no good because people won't unite. Heroes and cowards, there's a big difference. You have to unite the country. People like William Wallace, who wanted freedom for Scotland, wanted them to quit raping their women, wanted them to quit doing the things that were wrong. What does it take for people to do what's right? You think going over and provoking Russia is right? It's all about oil and money. Everybody knows that now. But inflation. You know what? If they just said, okay, this is what we're going to do, this is how we're going to do it, and everybody goes along with it, yeah, if you're dumb enough to believe that, because what they want to do is get rid of the money. You got to have something for your time, or for your labor, this and this and this and that. But you know what my Constitution says? We have the right to contract, to say what our time's worth. Corporations don't want to obey. Run, let's run to China, let's run everything, let's run away. American companies don't want to stay here because they don't want to have to pay taxes. They don't want to treat their employees right. They don't want to bring back American ideas. 90% of all the goods and services, where do you think they come from? All over the world, but we're not making that much like we used to. We need American to come first. Donald Trump said, make America great again. It's always been great. And Donald Trump should say something that's cool, that the American people understand. He was the last president that I think that actually really wanted to do something. He should remind people, I'm going to fight to where the American people get a check during the hard times, where people and families don't have to go hungry and go suffering without. What has Joe Biden ever done for anybody but Joe Biden? When have you ever heard about Joe Biden saying, hey, the people are suffering because of inflation. Let's just replace the money system. That's the next big move, folks. What would you do if somebody automatically had a thing where they could take your currency and just put it on a computer and say, we don't like what you bought today, just turn it off? We're supposed to trust them? And you know what? They're not coming for the guns and everybody's food. There's too many of us like that. What they could do is just say, hey, well, everybody goes to a certain system. You don't like it, we just turn it off. Let's not go to a war with Russia. Let's everyone say, let's negotiate peace and let's do this and let's do that. If we're going to do something with anybody anymore, we have to show the world that we're serious. And ain't by taking little bitty tanks over there, that ain't going to change shit. Showing the world that we're serious is saying, hey, If you do this, we'll drop the bomb first. No questions asked, no beliefs, no remorse, no sadness, because they do it to us. They'll do it to anybody. Threat. They know. Everybody knows what the hell's going on. Here's what I can't understand. Why? What's wrong with peace? What's wrong with somebody like Donald Trump saying, hey, we want peace? Peace should be everything. What is wrong with people? I'll tell you exactly what's wrong with them. A lot of people are just lazy, think they're entitled, given everything, and nobody wants to give their shit up. The entitlement days. And then we have people that really need help. How do you tell the people that need help that you can't get help because somebody else has already abused the system, or somebody else has already done this and that? What's it take, 40 million Americans to wind up homeless before everybody starts to stand up and fight? We have to fight. We have to. Nobody wants to fight, but we have to. When does the American people stand up and unite and tell them squirrely SOBs, hey, listen, the little guy's got to start coming first? It's people that can't even afford to put groceries on their table. What do you think they're going to do? You think they're going to do this forever? No. Because when the little guy, like myself, can't even go down to the grocery store and buy $50 worth of groceries and have it last even 3 or 4 days, and you only get maybe $20 worth of groceries, and you're saying it's okay? It ain't okay. But we're coming. If Donald Trump really wants to win the election, then win. Start putting it out there like you really want to win, and do something totally different than the American people's ever seen. And people should be pardoned. You didn't start it. You said, hey, listen, if we want to keep our country great, we have to fight for what's rightly ours. People showed up and got pissed off because they're tired of a system that's broken. Tired of hearing about somebody anti-Semitism, or anti-racist, or somebody else always with another problem. What about the problems that are real? There's no reason for this inflation. Just another gimmick to get our money, to keep us down from owning anything. Why don't we have a fourth stimulus check? Fourth stimulus check for an inflated economy. Why isn't Joe Biden fighting for that? I'll tell you what Joe Biden's doing. He's sitting on his ass, doing nothing. What are you doing, Donald Trump? Get out there and win. If you want to win, Donald, you're going to have to fucking bring it. Like the storm, like you've never had to bring it before, and you could do it. Because nobody wants to give you a chance, Donald Trump. They want to say it was all somebody else, and everybody else wants to make you look bad. Stephen Colbert. You lie so much that you get on TV and you're saying, hey, he's such a bad person, he's such a bad person. Wait a minute. And you want to hate on people, Stephen, but you don't want to deal with people that come and bring it to you face to face, man to man. Now, I see you all the time running around on TV, I'm the man, I'm the man. No, you're not. You're just a person that's a little puppet running around saying how bad everybody else is when you can't even, you got millions of dollars. Why don't you give somebody that millions of airtime and millions of dollars up to go help somebody else, rather than talk shit about Donald Trump this, Donald Trump that. Donald Trump was the person he's supposed to be. He'd come up and confront you. He shouldn't be afraid of nothing. He's Donald Trump. If you want to make America great again, you got to fight. And we have to choose which way we're going in life, not just one way or the other, and it's all people. I love my gun rights. I love my freedom. But I also understand the right for gun control. It's a slippery slope, but there should be people that have education, not ban, education systems. Put in, you buy a gun, you go to the gun range, you learn how to use it, you're educated, so you know what your rights are and what your responsibilities are with that firearm. Every time someone purchases a firearm, they should be questioned. Why do you want this firearm? They should have more forms to fill out and a class to go through. And quit all the ban stuff and everybody goes to a class. You don't pass the class, you don't get a firearm. You got mental illness, you don't get a firearm. You done something wrong, you don't get a firearm. How many times people got to be shot and people all screwed up before people say, oh, I get it. But if you pass all the classes and do what you're supposed to do, you should have a right to anything. And I mean class 3, federal firearms, to anything that you want to buy because you went through a class. You went through the courses. You've seen a psychologist. You've been evaluated. So we know that you're not a threat to anybody. Well, who's the threat? The people are. That have firearms that are irresponsible. I'm tired of seeing people die. For what? Oh, it's just like in the movies. Bang, 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 bang. You got 20 shots and don't hit shit. No, it ain't like that. Anybody's ever seen combat, anybody's ever seen anything real, anybody's ever fired a firearm knows that. They know what they're meant to do. They're meant to put meat on your table, defend your life if necessary, maybe offer a little bit of enjoyment, and they're meant to keep our country alive and safe. I'm not saying that we're going to take any firearms. What I'm saying is if we can get out of the hand people that are crazy or that have real mental issues that are going to go do something dumb, that's what we need to do. They need to be identified so that they can't do anything dumb. Education, not ban. You always say, oh, it's an AR-15, it's an AR-15, it's an AR-15. Well, what would it be tomorrow? Would it be another semi-automatic, a different kind of semi-automatic? Oh, maybe it's a different kind of revolver tomorrow or the next day. Instead of saying, okay, everybody's educated. And now that you went through an educational system, you still do anything wrong after this? It's 20 years in a federal penitentiary. We have to get tough. Because we're playing with people's lives. I'm tired of people dying over dumb shit. Dumb. Oh, I don't like my neighbor. I just shot him this morning. Like it's no big deal. It is a big deal. That's somebody's life. It makes me sad. But who should be teaching the courses? What about the military? Take one guy out of the military, he gets to teach on the course. You take another guy that's a psychologist, he gets to teach on a course. And they should do this in Oregon. They should do it in every state. And then you have any firearm you want. There's no ban, there's no restrictions, there's no none of that shit. Because you have education. We got people out here running around right now with full automatic pistols in Chicago, and I'm a gangbanger, I'm a badass, showing the shit off on YouTube. Where the hell's the ATF? Where in the hell aren't they arrested? Yeah. People do dumb shit and then people say, well, oh, that's okay. ATF, what are you doing? Your job is to confiscate firearms that are illegal. Your job is to help save lives. That's what the whole thing about law enforcement is, to save lives. And protection of property. My life is more important than some stupid shit. But I have people that think it's funny to even act like they want to threaten me. Everybody creates powerful enemies. Everybody has moments in their lives. But now what? I tell you what, we're going to change the stuff. You know, everybody says real talk, real change, real issues, real ideas. Everybody could tell you, hey, this is what I think, oh, this is what we should do. That's what's wrong with the whole damn country, is everybody's open to somebody else's opinion instead of what the facts are. Facts don't care about your feelings. The facts are is that people are dying. The facts are is that people want to take away my rights because somebody else is dumb. The facts are is that Joe Biden doesn't get it. These are the facts. Joe Biden should be able to get it. We elected him. He forgot that. And when it's bright, you know, I don't care if you're Chinese American, if you're Black American, if you're Yellow American. Doesn't matter. If you're an American, you're an American. But let's let the illegals interfere in the election, huh? That's real cute. Saying, hey, I'm an American. Instead of making them show ID and prove that they are an American. I don't want illegals voting up here. It's not their country. They screwed up their country. They had their chance in their country to make things right. But their politicians wanted drugs, or they wanted more power, or they wanted to corrupt their country, and now there ain't nothing there for none of them. So millions of people are coming here to the United States saying, help us, help us, help us. No, we close off our borders, we secure our borders, we secure our country. And if it really is a Chinese balloon like they say, and everybody could see that it is a Chinese balloon, then it's an international sovereignty thing where they violated our airspace, violated our country's border, and violated our country's top secret bullshit.
I don't even have a key anymore for mine.
What's Joe Biden doing? Oh, no big deal. We don't want to make a big deal with China. We don't want to make a big deal with Russia. You know what? Grow some balls, Joe Biden. You know what? You might be old, but you were elected to do something for us, the American people. But I'm going to tell you right now, Donald Trump should win. Win, Donald. Do your job. Win and make America not just great again, but the country that needs to be. If you can win, then do it. Quit saying, let everybody say all this shit about you and start confronting it with the truth. That's why the FBI is after you. That's why all these bureaucrats are after you, is because they know that if you get in there, there's going to be a change. Nobody wants to see a real big change because they're all afraid that they're going to get exposed for stealing people's money, for not putting American people first, like Ted Cruz, denying veterans that were in burn pits, that are dying of cancer, their money, by denying people like myself, that my dad went and served for this country, denying me the money that's owed to me. I feel like I'm disabled in a way. But who stands up for anybody anymore? I have the freedom of speech, and I'm saying this plainly. Either we do what's right, or we go to war. Because war is our only other option. If you're not going to do something now, then the American people need to get rid of you and get somebody in there that does want to do something. War is coming, though. It's horrible, too, because the innocent, the old, the elderly, everyone's going to die for somebody else's bullshit. I suspect it's always been that way. Die for us, die for us, die for us. What about giving back to the people that are giving so much to us? Or have we forgotten World War II? Have we forgotten all the lessons in all the other wars? But World War II was special. But people gave so much, and they loved their country because they realized what freedom really was. But now other people want freedom, and let them get their own freedom. They're begging for our help, and you say, okay, you want freedom, then we'll bring you freedom, but we're going to bring it at such a high cost to your country that we control part of that country. We need to do what's right for us. Electric cars ain't even, are worse than that environment, and they can say, oh, well, look, we don't have no power to power your electric car. So why even have an electric car if you don't have a powering station? Or you could just turn off the power anytime you want and everybody's walking. No. That's why, gasoline cars have been the thing of independence and freedom for years. But nobody thinks about what this could happen or that could happen or these people do this, these people do that. They will do it. They have a proven track record of doing shit. Everybody wants to tell you on the internet, oh, believe this, oh, believe that. Always believe what you know is right and make up your own damn mind. But I'm out. Every so often I'll be popping back in, popping back out. I want you people to think about having a good day. And think about what you really want to do with yourselves. And so let's start making people accountable for their actions. Accountability. That's all. Hey, peace out. Hey, I really appreciate you people listening to what I have to say. Thank you for your time today. And have a good day.